Have you always had a dream of something you wanted and you weren't sure how you were going to get it, but you knew you wanted it? I've had that dream. I have seen this house in my visions my whole life. I wanted this big house. I wanted to go to finishing school. I wanted to be a debutante. Well, that didn't work out. So, what I did instead of going to finishing school and being a debutante is I took a different journey. And it was a roundabout journey. But now I am very happy to say that I have beginning school. And that school is online so that everyone can get a start for their life or a restart. And you can learn how to do all sorts of things that maybe you always dreamed of. You can dress confidently, you can be comfortable, you can feel glorious. You can be the queen maybe that you always wanted to be. But on that journey, when I got married to my husband, we were living in Toronto. And there's certain things I hear many people say, and I'm also one of them. Honey, I've been thinking. Now that in itself can be a very open-ended abyss of ideas. So, honey, we're married a year and a half. Honey is working, we're both working in Toronto. And he comes home one day and he can hardly get in the door. So I hear him at the door. So I open the door and go, honey, guess what? What? I says, I've got this great idea. I've been thinking. I'm going to take a job. We're going to move to New Brunswick. You're going to retire. And I need to go to the store and get bins to pack things. That's how things happen around here very quickly. My husband has since learned that it is always appropriate to have an overnight bag packed at all times. Because I have frequently come home and said, honey, put your tight jeans on. We're going to Nova Scotia. We're going here. I've actually walked around the block one day with him and said, you know what? Let's go to Toronto and we'll get in the car and drive. I think it's really wonderful to be open to adventure. However, I think sometimes you need to give them a little more of a heads up. Honey is very agreeable and very kind and loving, but there are moments where his demeanor is tested. So bags are all packed. We're in Toronto, we're packed, we're leaving, and we're ready to go. This is the beginning of a big adventure. So get in the car. We're going to start driving to New Brunswick. It's 16 to 18 hours. We stop at a hotel. I think the first night. That's a different trip. This trip, we're driving to New Brunswick. We're driving through the night to get there because we're so excited. And now, as we're learning more and more about each other, honey says, I'm not he's about a quarter tank of gas. Oh, okay, well, we'll just get gas. No problem. We look around, we're in the middle of the dark woods of New Brunswick. I mean, it's pitch black. There's not a light in sight. And so, of course, me, I'm still trying to be optimistic. He's getting more and more nervous. It's December. It's cold. So I'm still trying to be optimistic. And so often I will still try to carry on with that optimistic thought. So we're driving along, and of course the quarter tank is going lower and lower and lower. And he says, really soon we're going to have to get some gas. And I said, oh, no problem. We're going to be fine. And of course, sweet little me says, oh, don't worry about it. I have roadside assistance with the car. Well, can you imagine them trying to find where we are in New Brunswick to bring us this fuel? Good luck with that. And, I'm still in this city mode because I've always lived in a city. But thanks be to goodness, we're getting down. We're not on reserve yet, but we are getting lower and lower. And I see a light. And to this day, we still joke around and say, oh my God, I see a light. It's fine. I see a light. And there's lights up ahead, because when you are in the dark woods and you see a light, is like everything, everything. And so now to this day, I still carry this type of attitude with me where, don't worry, I see a light, there's a light up ahead. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's wonderful. Don't worry about a thing. I have roadside assistance. Well, it turns out the roadside assistance had expired on the brand new car. Who knew? But now when I say that I'm open for adventure, I really am. But I need to know that there's a light. There's a light up ahead. And with my business, I work with women that want to know that there's a light up ahead too. They want to know that they're going to come out of this experience brighter, feeling optimistic, renewed, out of the slump, re-energized. So let me tell you that there's always a light. There's a light up ahead. And I hope for you and for me that we always remember there is a light up ahead. Let me help you be your own kind of beautiful.